to my mini-series on WordPress for authors. Let me first introduce myself. I am Jennifer Fitzgerald, or aka Mother Spider. So what gives me the right to tell you how to do this stuff? Well, let's start with I do have a degree in web design and development. I also happen to be a book designer for quite a few years. I actually own a book design company and have worked with over 500 authors and counting. I'm also a 2-time published author in the book design category, and I happen to own a publishing company. So I've been designing webs, basically, across the internet since 2005. I want to briefly cover the objectives we have here for this mini-series and go over what you will find within. Having been in the book industry for almost a decade now, I have found quite a few areas that authors want to know more about so that they can better sell their books. One of the top is in reference to a website. Building a website can be time-consuming and very costly. I will say that if you want a truly professional-looking website, you're not going to get it for free, even if you do the entire thing yourself. Free sites just don't look that good. They tend to have advertising on them somewhere, and with free WordPress sites, you're not allowed to sell anything. So the first issue I really need to address is your budget and your time commitment. You probably have spent many hours working on your book, right? You may have spent some money on producing the cover and layout as well. The journey is not at an end, though. Please don't throw in the towel just because you may not have been aware when you began writing that there was more involved. This mini-series is going to assist you to a working website that you can do on your own and for what I consider the lowest possible budget. I have listed the low and high prices of each area, although I really never recommend the absolute lowest of all. Budget constraints are sometimes what must be followed, though, so I will leave that to your discretion. So, to time. Putting a website together is pretty simple and takes very little time, actually. The content, however, that is what really takes a lot of time. I suggest write out your bio, your book sales copy, the description, at least 3 posts, if not more, for your blog before you even begin to set up your domain and hosting. That way, the day that you set up, you can launch your site with content right away. You will also want to gather any images for your launch content and links that you need for selling your book if it's already published. Then, my suggestion for each week after that is a minimum of 2 posts a week for the first 6 months. Then you can reduce down to 1 post per week, but you always need to have new, current content going up on your website. And I'm only talking about 500 words here, so you should be able to do that during a coffee break, right? We are writers after all. Next is the budget. My preferred domain registrar charges $10 per year, and I suggest starting with at least 2 and actually 3 years would be ideal. My preferred host charges $11 per month, or if you pay for 3 years up front, you'll actually get it for $5 per month. Now this is for a WordPress hosting plan, not a regular hosting plan, and we'll talk about that more in depth when we talk about hosting specifically. Themes are between $50 and $100, and we will discuss why I suggest using a theme that you pay for rather than using a free one. Then there's images. Don't get caught red-handed going out and stealing images from Google. Go to a professional site or find them, and I will give you a link, and they're only $1 a piece. So, if I were in your shoes, I would budget $350 to build it all on my own. Of course, if you don't currently have this, there are alternatives, as I suggested, but the adage goes, you have to spend money to make money. I've always hated that one myself, although it definitely holds true. Keep in mind, this money covers 3 years. So as your site matures, you should be generating money, which of course you will only need to put less than $2 a month away each month of your income to be able to re-up down the road and have the money sitting there waiting. So my goal for you in this mini-series is so that you fully understand what you need to be prepared for, the steps that you need to take to deliver and publish a good-looking website, and then what you actually need to do with your website once it's up and running, because it doesn't just end there. It has all the journeys with book publishing. That being said, we'll get down to it. Watch a video and then immediately go do it. Trust me, if you don't do it right away, you will have given me your money for no reason. And I don't give refunds on this series because I really don't charge that much for it. And if you do the actions taught, you'll have accomplished the goal that you came here for. Of course, I can do all this for you, but that isn't the idea of this mini-series. It costs a lot more to have a professional do it for you. So, ready, set, go. I'll see you in the next video.